Welcome back, squishy mortals, to the Fallout 3 Mad Scientist playthrough. When we last left Eddward, our evil genius in training, he was helping Moira with her research by testing out a repellent stick on some mole rats. And you know what? Last time I said we didn't need to do more than 3, but I changed my mind. You can't just do the minimum with your experiments. That's not real science. No, we gotta go all the way and test this shit on at least 7 mole rats. That's how you write a wasteland survival guide, damn it. Rock salt, a fitting name, because that's what you are now, a pile of salt. Here's some more mole rats. And there we go, that's 7.
How's the field research going? Oh, I can't wait to hear how the repellent's working.
I tested the mole rat repellent extensively.
Oh, excellent. Substantial field testing, precise reports, and such dedication. What more could I ask for in a research assistant? So, how did my chemical repellent work? Safe and clean like a charm, I'll bet.
It appears that the mole rats have a most fatal allergy to it, explosively so.
Those poor little mole ratties. Oh, I wonder if I could make a hypoallergenic version. Oh, but that'd hardly be effective. I should mention that. Proper handling of mole rats could be important if they could be domesticated. Milked, maybe? Oh, anyway, keep the repellent. Oh, but for your trouble, here, have the leftover chems from working on the repellent. I'm sure you can find some use for them.
The last part of this chapter is on Mirelurks, right?
Yes, knowing more about them can help people learn to avoid or even outsmart them. So I picked up this observer device to study them in their natural habitat. I need you to hide one in one of the spawning pods in their lairs.
Alright, I'll try.
That's great. I recommend the nest at the Anchorage War Memorial. I knew a trader who talked about the Mirelurks down there. Just go inside and find one of their spawning pods, probably down near the water. Put this observer inside and get out quietly. And be sure not to kill any Mirelurks inside their nest. If you do, it could ruin the validity of the study.
I want to buy more stim packs, but Moira doesn't have enough, so I guess I gotta go to the town doctor for his medical supplies.
I'm Doc Church, and I run this clinic. Now, before you go asking me for help, you'd better know the rules. Rule 1, don't bother me. If you do bother me, you better be damn near dead. I'm busy enough taking care of people I actually like. Follow my rule, I'll keep you patched up, I'll keep getting paid, and we'll get along just fine.
Wow, this guy's an asshole. I mean, I'll buy your stim packs, but still, fuck you, Dr. Douchebag. We gotta leave Dogmeat outside, unfortunately, otherwise he's gonna attack the Mirelurks, and we need to not kill any. Which sucks, because I want to kill some mutated crab monsters. But I guess we won't. For science. Ah! About to die. Must drink irradiated water to survive. It's kind of good, actually. Makes me feel all tingly. Oh, hey, we can drop the observer here. Phew. Now let's get out of before it becomes crab cakes. As in, baked into a cake. For crabs. Yeah.
So, are they intelligent? Do they have a leader? Some sort of king? Or priests? Or some sort of scaly community center?
I slipped the observer in with the eggs and they're none the wiser.
I'll bet most people would have just gone in there, guns blazing without half a thought. But not you. You're the best research assistant ever. I've been getting a good signal, but what do you think about them from your first-hand observations of them?
They descended from local crabs. I'd call them Silocerata horrendus.
That's very scientific of you. Personally, I wasn't sure if they were crabs or if they came from some sort of brine shrimp, perhaps. Some of these observations about their armor and camouflage gave me an idea for reinforced neutral-colored headgear. Here, consider it thanks for not interfering with them. Oh, speaking of which, take these, so you can continue to avoid them in the future.
I suspect this completes the second chapter's research, correct?
Correct as always. And your feedback's really led to a very smartly written book. Maybe too smart for some folks, I worry. Of course, if the reader can't be bothered to understand something important as a book on how to stay alive, then what can we do, huh? And in case those readers blame you for their ignorance, here's your payment. 2 big boxes of ammo. Now, on to the next chapter.
I'm ready to start researching the last chapter.
The last chapter is a bit more esoteric. It's about the survival of humanity as a whole, and how to rebuild society. Deep stuff, huh? We need to know how large settlements are formed, how to harness the old technology, and I'll need you to get ancient history from a nearby library. We're in the last stretch now, so let's finish it up strong. What's first?
I could check the library. Maybe someone's already written a book like yours.
Oh, that sure saved me a lot of time. But I bet their book wouldn't have anything about exploding mole rats, would it? Books are where the old world kept its knowledge, and libraries are where it kept the books. And there's supposed to be one in Arlington. See if it's still there, and if you can download records from its computer. Information dumps like those would be invaluable for rebuilding humanity.
Okay, I'll check out my local library.
Great. The library should be in Old Arlington, not far from downtown. See if you can download the archives from its computer. If you can't get those, then even the card catalog would be useful. Any little piece of information could help the book, and thus humanity.
Well, it's a long walk to Arlington, but this is the best one to do first, so let's get going. Ooh, a car dealership. I wonder what's in here. Well, there's cars. I don't know what I was expecting. Yes, the man-child perk. Of course, obviously. Made it to the library.
Hold it. This area is under the authority of the Brotherhood of Steel. Leave immediately.
Alright, so I gotta take it a second to talk about this dialogue option here. Mostly, why is it even a thing? Being rude to Yearling only locks you out of being able to sell pre-war books to her for 100 caps a pop, which is a really good source of money, by the way, so there's no reason to do it. Even if you're completely anti-Brotherhood, this isn't like New Vegas where you actually get to choose which faction to align yourself with, if any. Here you have to work with the Brotherhood of Steel to get through the game, so thanks for the completely pointless choice that's not even actually a choice, Bethesda. Whoa, calm down, I was just exploring the area.
You're awfully brave to be walking around down here by yourself. Are you scavenging the ruins?
I'm searching for records from the library.
It seems that we have similar goals in mind. It's rare to meet someone who has proper priorities. I am Senior Scribe Yearling, Order of the Word. I have a proposal for you, if you're interested.
Does it involve money? I really like money. Like, a lot.
I find that to be so with many wastelanders. It may involve money, if you choose, or there may be other forms of compensation. But before you receive any reward at all, you will have to be willing to aid me in my task here in this library.
Money and the promise of mysterious compensation? I'm in.
If nothing else, I admire your commitment to your chosen focus. But to the point, my task here is to collect the written works of those who came before, in order to supplement the Brotherhood archives. Although most of the pre-war books have been destroyed, there are a few that have survived. But finding a book in the ruins is difficult. So, return here with any pre-war books that you find, and I will reward you for them. With money, because that's what you like.
So what do you do in this library?
We have set up this area as a forward operations center for our project. The books we collect can be recorded with the computer systems here. We then ship them, under escort, back to the Citadel for transcribing into the archives there.
Why are you collecting books?
Books represent the collected knowledge of the world before. Everything from a child's storybook to a detailed technical guide has value. By assembling and recording this knowledge, we scribes can analyze it and use it to further the goals of the Brotherhood. Whatever our Elder decides that those goals are, that is.
Wait, is there a problem with your Elder?
It is not my place to criticize Elder Lyons. All I will say to an outsider is that he is not a traditionalist. That is all.
Can you help me access the library's archives?
The front desk computer has access to the card catalogs, but it appears that it's lost the connection to the main archives. Here's the password. Now, you might be able to find the central computer further in there, but I'm afraid you'll have to do that without me. I'm a scholar, not a fighter.
Got the CAD catalog, but we're gonna get the full archives too. Warning, 201 years overdue. Gonna take a nap to restore health. I love that about Fallout. Broken limbs, critically injured, just take a nap and everything will be A-okay. The Big Book of Science! My favorite book!
This is gonna be fun!
You bet, we're at the library, and having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card! I don't have one though, the card printer was jammed. Thanks guys for fighting the raiders while I loot the place. Appreciate it. And there's the complete library archives.
Is it there? Are there books? Oh, can I go borrow some?
The library's still standing, and I've got the archives right here.
Really? A whole library's worth of data? Right there? Oh, that's great news. So, what did you find? Tell me about it.
This is an entire library's archives. You know how valuable that is, right?
I suspect you and I are two of the only people who really appreciate its value. Yes. Oh my goodness. When I'm done with this, I'll have to work on copying all of this information. It could take a while, you know. Oh, but here's a book of mine and some caps for your research. Think of it as pay for a civilization worth of overdue books.
Let's continue the research for the last chapter.
I want to find out the history of how a successful settlement like Rivet City got started. I've also got to do a section on working with old computer electronics. So there's some research to be done in the old Robco production facility. And that'll be it for the last chapter. So, what'll it be?
Using old technology sounds interesting.
It does, doesn't it? I mostly just deal with it after it's junked. But a trader gave me this Robco processor widget. He said it's worth a fortune. According to him, if it's connected to the mainframe in the Robco factory, you could have access to all the robots you'd ever want. Now that would be a great example of how to harness technology, wouldn't it?
Just go in and connect the widget to the mainframe? I can do that.
Yeah, you should just be able to plug it into the mainframe at the Robco production facility. It'll give you access to the robots and terminals. Okay, here. And be sure to keep an eye peeled for any other examples of how to make old technology work for you out there.
Wait, did you say it would give me access to robots? Why didn't you tell me before? It's time to do some recruiting for the robot army. Twofold, in fact, now that we have 1,000 caps.
Keep up the great research, super assistant.
Anyway, yes, with 1,000 caps we can buy our second companion, who happens to be right by the Robco building even. How about that? I think this is the place.
Hello, stranger. I'm Tinker Joe, premier supplier of robotic parts and service throughout the DC wasteland.
I'd like to buy a robot.
Of course you would, of course. Well, it just happens that I've got a beautiful deal on this customized Gutsy. And it's not just Mr. Gutsy. He's a full-fledged sergeant. Sergeant RL3, to be precise, the pride of General Atomics International. Comes complete with a simulated personality unit, so he's good protection and good company too, and all yours for just 1,000 caps.
Simulated personality sounds like trouble. I like trouble.
To tell the truth, it is a little trouble, but he can't help the way he got built. General Atomics programmed the Mr. Gutsy to be a good soldier, but their definitions were a bit vague, so a lot of units had issues. So we got a gung-ho robotic soldier that's picky about the company he keeps. But he seems to like you, so it'll be fine.
I'll take him.
I'll just transfer the codes, and you've got a deal, friend. Here's hoping for the best for you and the sergeant alike.
Salutations, Commander. Sergeant RL3, Gutsy Class Robotic Soldier reporting for duty.
RL3, I hereby appoint you as Sergeant of the Robot Army.
RL3 comes equipped with everything a good soldier needs, but your RL3 can assist in carrying equipment if needed.
And now I can finally store my stuff. Recruiting RL3 now worked out really well since my karma hasn't dropped into evil yet and he's got a neutral karma requirement. Which is dumb. I'm glad karma requirements for companions were removed in New Vegas. Even more reasons I think that game is better. This guy looks salvageable. Now the question is whether or not these guys are just for show or if they're usable. I don't think they are. It seems like they're just casings with nothing inside, so sadly this is not 5 more robots. I remember now, all these projectrons just lying around will get up and start moving once we turn the mainframe back on, so yes, all of these that we find is one more for the army. And another! This guy will come out of his pod too. We're getting so many robots! 2 more. He's resting. Another 2. And another 2. We'll wake you up soon, buddy, don't worry. Fortune Finder is really useful, we'll take that. Okay, now that we've installed the widget, we gotta hack the mainframe to reprogram the bots. This might take a minute. Got it! Awaken, my underlings! See, they're up now, and they're gonna kill all the red roaches in here for me. Good training, good training. Gotta start them off easy. Now let's go tell Moira about all our wonderful new minions.
Fiddled with any interesting technology lately?
I reactivated the robots and was able to modify their programming.
Harnessing the technology of the past and modifying it for your own purposes? That's just the thing. Tell me all about how it worked out.
Even after reprogramming, the robots were of questionable value as allies. However, with the proper modifications, I think they'll make excellent foot soldiers.
Well, they're only human. Or, made by humans. Well, probably manufactured by other robots, but you know where I'm going with this. Seems like a good thing to watch for when dealing with tech of any age. And it helps to pack a few pulse grenades, just in case. Here, have a few. Oh, and take my book on science. For some reason, I just can't get into the computer parts, but I've got the rest pretty much memorized. Yes, Rivet Cities in particular. It's the most successful survivor settlement around, but no one here really knows how it started. Of course, that's why it's important to know how a place like that succeeded. So I need you to go there and do some researching.
Sounds reasonable. I'll research Rivet City's history.
Oh, now I can't wait for what you find out down there. And check around to make sure you're hearing the real deal.
This is the hardest of the research missions, which is why I wanted to do it last. Plus, going to Arlington first gives us a super nice fast travel shortcut. From there, it's not a long walk to Rivet City. There's a guy over there, and he's gonna try and fire a missile at me, but I'm gonna get the jump on him. Oh, robots! Contingency Plan 9! Contingency Plan 9! Phew! And that is why I got the alien blaster. Ah, snap! Super mutants! That sound effect when you open a gore bag is so gross, I love it. What do you mean I can't help the captive while in combat? I killed the super mutant.
I'm over here. Help!
Bitch, I'm trying. Hold on. Ah, shit! Well, that explosion killed her anyway. This is why Edward's going to become a supervillain. He sucks at rescuing people. Yeah, Rivet City!
Can you help me? I need water. Purified water, please.
No, find your own water, you bum.
Oh, I guess that's understandable. Gotta watch out for numero uno and all. Just leave me.
Huh. Deja vu.
Welcome to Rivet City. Please wait while the bridge extends.
It's on a boat!
Hold it right there. State your business in Rivet City.
I'm here to do research on the city's history.
Research, huh? I can't help you there, but you're free to ask around inside. Just don't start any trouble.
Do you know about Rivet City's history?
I don't exactly have time to worry about the history around here, now do I? I've got to worry about what's happening on it now.
Why do you all decide to live in this rusty old tub?
We're the safest, most secure city in the wasteland. Nothing can get in here without our say-so.
Well, thanks for the help, I guess.
Carry on, then.
Something strange about that guy. I can't put my finger on it, but he seems different somehow. Probably just my imagination.
Welcome to Potomac Attire. I am Bannon, proprietor and city council member. I carry discriminating attire for discriminating customers.
Alright, what have you got?
Straight to the point. I like that.
Nothing we want. Let's ask him about what we want now. So you're on the city council?
Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every Monday morning. I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. Far more than Seagrave Holmes.
Whoever this Seagrave is, you think he's a threat to your influence?
A threat? No, of course not. Well, maybe. He wants to replace me on the council. He's a shady character. I just can't prove it. Now, if someone were to find something incriminating in his room, well, let's just say I would be very appreciative.
Could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Why, I practically set this whole place up. When I got here 12 years ago, it was just a handful of dead-enders squatting in a rusted-out rowboat. Now I'm on the council, and with my leadership, we're the strongest settlement in the wastes. Of course, a few of those dead-enders still stick around, but who'd want to leave?
Hasn't Rivet City been around for longer than 12 years?
Well, yes, but it was hardly any place of importance until I arrived on the scene. That's all ancient history now. No one would ever care about it. If you insist on wasting your time on that, you could try that bartending old crone down below, Belle Bonnie.
Why are you guys living on this boat?
It's a place to live, safe from raiders and super mutants. With Dr. Lee on our side, maybe we can even begin to rebuild the world.
Well, plus, who wouldn't want to live on a boat? If I had a boat, I could also start a robot navy.
I'm Belle Bonnie, and this is the Muddy Rudder. I'll tell you what I tell all the fresh meat. Don't start anything down here, or I'll have Brock kick your ass.
Yeesh, this place is a real dump.
Yeah, well, it's my dump, not yours. Either order a drink or get out.
Have any stories about this place's history?
History? What, not enough shit around here already? You need to dig up more? Don't know if it ever had an official start. It's just been here forever. Stuck in the river and full of assholes.
Really? Because Bannon said he organized the entire place himself.
Huh. Why, that lying son of a bitch. He wasn't even born when I got here. Want to know this tub's history? Only person who really knows it is Pinkerton. And most think he's dead or gone. He's holed up in the other half of the ship, and he don't like visitors. He'll set you straight.
Hey, stranger. Want to buy a girl a drink?
Nope. But if you got a brother who's, say, tough and badass, likes dogs, and wears a nice suit and glasses, tell him I'm good for a rum and Nuka-Cola. Okay, so getting to Pinkerton is tricky, but once you know how, it's not that hard. First off, we gotta go for a swim. Cannonball! Swimming through here fast so I don't run out of oxygen. But once I'm through, I just gotta pull this switch and I can get in easier next time. There's traps all over the place. I need to be careful. Damn! And what's a few birds in the name of science? Or, history, I guess this time. And here's Pinkerton's lab. You won't mind if I borrow these.
How the hell did you get in here? I suppose you can't be all that bad if you made it this far without dying. This is the part where you tell me what the hell you are doing bothering an old man who obviously wants to be left alone. Get on with it already.
I want you to tell me about the city's history.
What? I have better things to do than yak about those backstabbers up topside. Now get going.
I hear you're the only one who knows the truth about Rivet City's foundation.
Ha! Sounds like you've been poking around, all right. I'm surprised any of those reprobates even remember me. Maybe they still laugh about how they edged me out of the council back then. But you can set the record straight.
Setting the record straight is exactly my goal.
For that, you have to go all the way back to when remnants of the Naval Research Institute cleared the Mirelurks off this wreck, about 40 years ago. We were looking for new lab space, and this bucket of bolts just happened to have a well-preserved science bay on it. Everything else just grew up around that lab once we got it up and running. The science team was led by one H. Pinkerton.
So, you used to be in charge? How'd you end up down here?
That lasted until about 18 years ago, when those ambitious backbiters like Lee and her little team showed up. She came in with her big purity project pipe dream, and my whole staff started working with her, those traitors. She even took my seat on the council. By then, I was glad to leave it behind. But hell, if I'm leaving the city I made great.
Do you have any hard evidence of all this?
Of course I do. A good scientist always keeps track of their data. Here, they probably don't even remember, but I kept the records of that first council meeting. Take them, if it'll put them in their place.
So what are you doing here in this wrecked part of the ship?
I live here. It's where I do my work, and it's far away from Dr. Lee and all those other monkeys dressed up like scientists. You made it past my defenses, which proves you aren't a dummy. And you haven't killed me. So I suppose you aren't here to do that. I suppose you can hang around if you want. Just don't touch anything.
What kind of work do you do here?
The secret kind. Well, if you must know, I'm an electrician and computer expert. And I'm a bit of a surgeon. Really, the most gifted scientist you'll find. I'm the guy that got Rivet City up and running in the first place. And after all that, Lee and her gang of flunkies pushed me out. Ha! Project Purity, indeed. What a bunch of morons. They can't even clean some water.
Alright, so that was the last of the survival guide research. Time to tell more of the good news.
Any luck finding out how Rivet City got started?
After a lot of searching, I got the real history of Rivet City.
Aha! Not just as easy as asking around, was it? Good information takes real work to uncover after all. So, tell me all about it.
It began as a research station, which is why it's still a scientific haven. My kind of place.
With the protected location and resources that came from those scientific advances, I can definitely see how it grew so quickly. A bit of smarts leads to a big reward, huh? Speaking of which, in thanks, have a few of these. The next time you've got to be quick on your wits. Oh, and I'll let the Rivet City traders know they'll be favorably mentioned in the book. You'll get a discount buying gear from them in the future.
And now my research for your book is complete, isn't it?
Yes, that concludes our exceptional expert endeavor. I have to admit, I was worried it would go over some people's heads, but it should be fine. For all your hard work, I want you to have this mini nuke. I kept meaning to use it to dig a well, but honestly, it just makes me nervous. Now, I just need to do a few last tweaks, and it'll be ready to print and distribute. Thanks for all the help.
Thanks, I'm pretty proud of it. So how's the final product?
Oh, it's great! Why, with the information here, we'll save hundreds of lives, maybe even thousands. I'll share these with the traders, and soon everyone will know about the Wasteland Survival Guide. But first, here, the very first copy of our book goes to you. I couldn't have done it without you, my Wasteland Survival expert.
I gained karma for that, even though Edward really didn't care about helping anyone. He was just in it for the science and the payments. You better not sucker him out of the co-author royalties, Moira. And with the survival guide finished, we'll start a new quest next time on the Fallout 3 Mad Scientist playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.